times at 24 inches at full range. That's a lot of shots.
That's awesome.
That's good. I don't think we see enough massed lasgun fire in today.
I actually really
think that
don't.
would be awesome.
I really don't think we do either, because right now everybody is putting their stuff inside vehicles.
And no one plays awesome foot guard where you've just got like 180 dudes with little shit guns, but there's 180 of them. I mean, I think this would give that style of army so much of a firepower boost that we might actually start seeing people use it. And I love any change that gets more diversity into the armies onto the table.
I agree. And with the rumored changes of the cover and these rapid fire weapons, you're going to see a lot more the plasma weapons. You're going to see a lot more bolters and heavy bolters, because now the heavy bolters that could actually do something. So people are going to be taking less missile launchers, because now you can shoot at guys and they're not getting that great of a cover save anymore.
Well, I think the missile launcher change overall just depends on how severe whatever changes they make to vehicle survivability are. Because the vehicles are still survivable, you're still going to see missile launchers because they're still cheap and effective.
If the damage chart goes back to anything like 3rd edition, we will see very little vehicles.
I don't think
it probably won't go back to that.
It's probably not going to go back.
Because they still want to sell vehicles, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe the 4th edition chart would be good to have back.
Oh my god. Give me that Basilisk with the ordnance chart back.
Yeah, the ordnance chart.
No ordnance chart. That was... The problem with the ordnance chart is there's only one army that uses it.
Hey, my Chaos Army used it. I had my Basilisk.
Hey, Dark Angels could take it. Any Space Marine could take it. Even
Bring back
Necrons have
the Whirlwind.
Even Necrons have ordnance too. So other armies have ordnance templates.
It's
most Xenos don't.
Shot.
I need them to bring back the old glancing chart for my Necrons.
I think the Necrons would really appreciate that.
The glancing
chart. I don't know, actually. If all you have to do is glance a vehicle 3 times and it's dead.
That is true. My Gauss, that actually is really good with Necrons.
GG, Land Raider.
A lot better.
Oh my gosh. Gauss just became ridiculous with that rule.
That's
you can have just a full.
That's a very good change.
Necron army.
No,
that'd be scary too.
I think if they were to do that, I don't think the glance 3 times, shake it 3 times, vehicle is dead. I think it'd be more if your guys just have to get out, because that would make Necrons like the best tank killing army in the game.
Well, no, if you're making your guys come out, I mean that really doesn't affect anything that's a normal tank that just sits there and shoots.
Yeah, because you have to go within 24 anyway with those guys.
Yeah, because now you're only affecting transports. And, I mean, what do you do against, like, Land Raiders that are not being used as a transport? I mean, you're still glancing it, but, I mean, if you can't do anything to it, you're kind of still screwed.
Well, it's not like you can't do anything to it now.
Glance on a 6, mobilize it. You can eventually kill it. Sort of.
Yeah, that's true. And then the changes to deep striking. Deep striking, assaulting after deep strike.
That is the stupidest thing they could possibly do.
I like it.
I agree, because they'd give a lot of armies, because a lot of armies deep strike. I mean, Deathwing could do it, any Terminator squad could do it, Chaos Demons. Well, actually, it would make Chaos Demons worth playing.
Well, heck, my Demons.
It'll make them worth playing, but it'll make them really super scary, because you have not that single turn.
And your brother's home. Yeah, it would make him scary.
I just think it's a bad change because it's something that you do to your opponent that they really have no say over. And unless there's a way for people to mess with Deep Strike in 6th edition, I don't really think that's a good decision.
And then you get different penalties for how far and how close you deep strike to guys.
Well, the penalties that we got right now are really...
1 and 2, you're dead. 3, 4, you're misplaced, and 5, 6, you go back in reserve.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is true.
The penalties that are...
Oh, nothing? Go for it, my bad.
Penalties that are rumored for trying to deep strike close to your opponent, basically within scatter distance, is that you roll an extra dice, so you're scattering 3d6.
Ooh.
But to me, that's not a penalty at all, because that increases the distance you're scattering, which is going to which, since you're trying to land right next to them, is decreasing your chance of actually hitting them. And if you go the wrong direction, it's going to increase your chance of getting so far away they can't actually punish you for it.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, and there's no reason why you would want to deep strike 18 inches away from the enemy anyway.
Yeah, but they're also saying that because of the snap fire rule that is rumored to be coming out, there's actually a bigger benefit for that rule for anything trying to deep strike and then charging into your guys.
Yeah.
So you deep strike, you assault, get shot in the face, and if you're playing against a Grey Knight guy with that Cody as asshole, you get shot twice.
Shot like twice.
Holy crap! That's
But let's not assume more people are playing Grey Knights. I want to have more faith in humanity than that.
That is humanity.
That is humanity.
You're the best of humanity.
In humanity 21K. Or
21K. Okay.
2K.
Okay.
Sorry.
The 20th century. Well, people are playing Grey Knights just because they're like the strongest of the Marine codexes, and they're really only played by most people who just want to win.
Yeah. I mean,
Like
I give
you?
more respect to the people that
I don't
have been
play
playing
Grey
Grey Knights when they were terrible.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they have the metal models to prove that they did.
I had a Demon Hunter army when Demon Hunter Codex was out.
Yeah. But then you had everybody that was like, oh, look, I'm going to jump onto the bandwagon and start playing Grey Knights.
well, it is a really good codex.
It is a really good codex. I mean, it is beatable, but it's a really tough codex, and I think with the power curve and stuff like that, it's just... It comes down to really the general of the opponent to
and then
beat
dice
that
after
codex.
that.
And the dice. Because, I mean, a normal new player can really just pick up the codex and then make a list and then just kind of move and shoot.
Yeah, was
and
it
still do well.
Didn't that new guy win the mini RTT last week? Or
No,
something?
he won Sportsman.
Sportsman. That's right.
Yeah, Sportsman.
But with Grey Knights.
Yeah, with Grey Knights.
Yeah. And he
Well,
took
That
side
man,
drag.
he must have been the most fun guy to play in the entire world.
He's a newer guy, so obviously he's not like a jerk like Danny or anything.
Well, he was. Hey, I'm not a jerk. Yeah, I played against him my third game, and he actually tabled me, and I gave him a 3 on Sportsman because it was actually a fun game. See, people like that need to play Grey Knights, not like douches who expect to win every game and they get mad when they don't.
All right,
That's
so
true.
the last thing we've got, this one's a doozy, and it's probably one of the more supported rumors is that you can bring allies from other codexes. And that
So
there's a
good.
chart that says who can and can't bring allies. And luckily, Games Workshop was able to identify and fix one of the preemptively broken codexes. So Tyranids can't bring allies, which is just a big sigh of relief for every kind of person who takes
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about the whole allies thing because they have some really funky ones that you could bring, and it's like not fluffy in some cases. Like Dark Outer will never fly in a battle with space.
No. I got the best one. Dark Templar. The Hunters of Witches can ally Eldar and Grey Knights.
Yeah, that would never happen.
That would never happen.
They
That
would be
would never
backstabbing and shoot people all the time.
Yeah, there would be no Black Templars ever if that ever happened. They would just shoot anybody because they think they would shoot themselves if they thought they were a witch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense on some of them. Obviously, some are pretty like, okay, yeah, they should ally. Like Imperial Guard allying with any type of Space Marine chapter makes sense. But like some of the
Cal?
ones,
Bro-fisting Eldar.
yep, Tal, Fisting
that's
Eldar,
that's one of the more reasonable ones,
That's
Really?
Yeah, I like that
Or-
one.
because at least they're
Tau-
not trying to murder each other.
yeah, but no, there's like the one going back on Tau allying themselves with Chaos Space Marines.
So good.
That would not work
Well done.
ever.
Cool.
That
Ever,
does
never.
not make any sense to me.
I don't know. To me, if
Ash,
there's
you
one
had a
race
training?
that you could sweet talk into allying with whoever the fuck, it would be the Tau. Because they're the
Yeah,
least
they-
likely to turn around and blow your face off when you're talking to them.
Yeah, they do have the best people who come and help you or convince you to do whatever they
Negotiate.
want.
Yeah.
They have the best lawyers. put it that
but
way.
you're also talking about Tau, and they're on a higher scale of allying with like normal Space Marines.
Mm-hmm.
They're like literally like bro fisting.
Anything for the greater good.
That new rumored fluff that seems like this list is supporting, and for those that don't know, the list we have is one that was put out by Games Workshop during their doubles
league
tournament that they ran. So it's basically official and more or less confirmed, which is one of the reasons we think this is such a big rumor. But I really don't like how it indicates that the fluff rumors that the Space Marines are actively protecting the Tau because they're the key to beating Chaos. I really dislike that. I don't need no Smurf to babysit me.
Hey, don't talk about my Smurfs.
Especially Papa Smurf, that little pervert.
I don't know. Also, if Tau are the key to fighting Chaos, then they can ally.
And they can ally with Chaos. Yeah, that doesn't make sense at all.
Freaking awesome.
Yeah, there's some that make sense, are supposed to make sense, and there's some that I'm just like, really?
Yeah, some of them are really retarded. And I don't like it. But why would you want to ally if you're going to pick an army and you want to play a certain army? I mean, I guess you could choose different units out of different armies, but that whole thing becomes really weird, especially if you take it into tournament and it's GW approved. There's going to be a lot of problems there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, another example is Dark Eldar. They really can't ally with anybody, or there's like it's really like really strained. The only other army that they can really like really bro fist it with is Eldar.
Who they're supposedly broken off of.
Yeah, and that kind of screws with the fluff back in the day, where it's just like they don't get along. That's the reason why they split off.
Yeah, Dark Eldar want to kill them.
No, they don't want to kill them. If you read the fluff in the Dark Eldar Codex, they're not specifically antagonistic. They just don't really, they don't really care. They're those other backwater, crazy church Bible thumper Eldars. That's how they see the normal Eldar.
Well, I mean, if that was the case, then I would drop them down a level, because there's 3 different levels with what we're talking about here. We got the brother in arms, which is like the this is my best friend army. Grudging allies, which is kind of like the neutral ground. Unholy alliance, which is like the really strained. And then there's the cannot ally, which falls to Tyranids, and the only people they can ally with is other Tyranids.
But why would you? I mean, it's the same. You're Tyranids.
Yeah. So I mean, like Dark Eldar being brothers in arms with other Eldar, I mean, that's pretty much saying that, okay, we've disregarded some of the fluff, and they're still best friends. I could hold them at the grudging allies, which they do it just out of benefit of being the same Eldar race. It's just maybe their perceptions are different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think that's true. I think there's a lot of fluff problems with this right now, but at the same time, we don't know what direction they're going to take the fluff in for 6th edition. So
that is true.
They could totally write all of this stuff into the book, and that'll
look,
be
Dark
it.
Eldar are going to hold hands again with the regular Eldar because they're doing it for the greater good. They're going to be like the Tau for the greater good.
Dude, Chaos Space Marines and Necrons. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, and it's really going to piss off, especially the super hardcore people who love the fluff. And when that gets destroyed,
it is. I mean, honestly, if I could ally with Necrons and take like 3 monoliths and just lash you into my monolith and vacuum cleaner your guys, that'd be kind of cool.
That sounds cool.
Yeah, that would be pretty awesome. Or just throw them into a unit of Wraiths if you could take those guys with you. And that unit is pretty hard.
Pretty hardcore. But I mean, we don't know how the ally thing is actually going to work. We know that you can bring units from the other codex, but at the same time, we don't know like what the min-max or like what you can or cannot bring from another codex as part of your allied squad. So, I mean, up until we actually get to that point, we won't know.
And even if then, that's probably just a fun thing they did. How do we know that's really good? What's going to be in the rules?
Well, what if it is? I mean, looking at what they did with the old Demon Hunters book, they might even not be allies in this next edition anyway, or it might be a specific to a like a certain mission or scenario. That kind of thing.
That could be true.